Welcome, story lovers. Today we dive into the realm of Greek mythology, a world where gods, monsters, and heroes intertwine in epic tales. Let's take a moment to understand this fascinating realm. Greek mythology, at its core, was the religion of the ancient Greeks. It was filled to the brim with tales of their gods, demigods, and heroes, each story more captivating than the last. These myths held immense significance. They were not just tales spun for entertainment, they were the threads that wove the fabric of Greek culture, religion, and understanding of the world. They were the Greeks' way of explaining the inexplicable, of bringing order to chaos. And within this rich tapestry of myth and legend, there lies a plethora of tales that are as intriguing as they are instructive. One such tale is the tragic story of Daedalus and Icarus, a father and son duo whose lives were marked by ingenuity, ambition, and ultimately a devastating downfall. Our story revolves around two main characters, Daedalus, the brilliant inventor, and his son Icarus. Picture a man of wisdom, a master craftsman who could turn the ordinary into extraordinary. This was Daedalus, a man whose name was synonymous with invention and creativity. He was the kind of person who could look at a piece of metal and see a complex machine, or gaze upon a slab of marble and envision a breathtaking statue. His mind was a whirlwind of ideas, each one more innovative than the last. Yet for all his genius, Daedalus was also a father. Enter Icarus, Daedalus' son, a young lad brimming with curiosity, with a thirst for adventure that was as vast as the ocean. Icarus was not one to sit idle. He was a flame that refused to be contained. He had his father's spirit, that spark of creativity, but lacked the caution that came with experience. Icarus was a dreamer, always reaching for the stars, always yearning for something beyond his grasp. Their relationship was a delicate dance of contrasts. Daedalus, the seasoned inventor, was grounded in reality, yet capable of creating wonders that defied belief. Icarus, on the other hand, was a boy teetering on the edge of manhood, his head filled with dreams and his heart bursting with desire for the unknown. Their bond was a tapestry of love, respect, and shared dreams. Daedalus, ever the doting father, tried to temper his son's impulsive nature with wisdom and guidance. Icarus, in turn, inspired his father with his relentless enthusiasm and boundless curiosity. Their story is as much about their relationship as it is about their individual characters. It is a tale of a father's love and a son's ambition, of dreams that soar high and the dangers that lurk when we fly too close to the sun. Together, they form a bond that is both inspiring and heartbreaking. Our story begins in Crete, where King Midas rules with an iron fist. Amidst the vast sea, on an island thriving in the heart of the Mediterranean, stood the mighty palace of King Midas. A king known for his ruthlessness, Midas had a peculiar problem. His wife, in a fit of madness induced by the god Poseidon, had birthed a monstrous creature, half man, half bull, the Minotaur. To hide this aberration from the eyes of the world, King Midas summoned Daedalus, the most renowned architect of his time. Daedalus, a man of intellect, wit, and unparalleled creativity, was commissioned to design an intricate maze, a structure so complex that nobody who entered could find their way out. This labyrinth, as it came to be known, was meant to be the eternal prison of the Minotaur, keeping the creature's existence a secret from the outside world. With careful precision and his inventor's mind, Daedalus crafted the labyrinth. It was a marvel of architecture, a maze so convoluted that not even Daedalus himself could find the way out once inside. The labyrinth was a testament to his genius, but it also became a symbol of his downfall. For once the labyrinth was complete, King Midas, fearing that the secret of the maze's design might leak out, made a shocking decision. He ordered Daedalus and his young son Icarus to be imprisoned within the very maze they had created. The intricate twists and turns of the labyrinth that were once a source of pride for Daedalus now served as the cold stone walls of their prison. But Daedalus, with his inventive mind, was not one to stay confined for long. He began to plot their escape, knowing that their freedom lay not within the winding paths of the labyrinth, but above it. And so, the stage was set for one of the most memorable tales in Greek mythology. As we shall see, the sky is both a symbol of hope and a harbinger of Daedalus. With his inventive mind, was not one to stay confined for long. Daedalus, ever the inventor, devised a plan to escape their prison. In the confines of their tower, Daedalus, a master craftsman, began to fashion wings. Not just any wings, but wings that could carry a man. Using feathers, the multitude of which were gathered with painstaking care, and wax, a material pliable yet sturdy, Daedalus crafted a pair of wings for himself and his son, Icarus. As he worked, his hands moving with the precision of a seasoned artisan, he knew the dangers that lay ahead. The wings were not simply tools of escape, but delicate instruments that required careful handling. Knowing this, he turned to his young, eager son, his eyes filled with the innocence of youth and the burning desire for freedom. "Listen, Icarus," he began, his voice grave yet tender. "We are about to embark on a journey like no other. These wings, they can carry us to freedom, but only if we respect the laws of nature." He explained the delicate balance that was needed for their flight. "Fly neither too low nor too high," he cautioned Icarus. "If you fly too low, the sea's dampness could clog the wings, making them heavy and unwieldy. If you fly too high, the sun's heat could melt the wax, causing the feathers to come undone." He looked at Icarus, his gaze piercing, ensuring that the gravity of his words was fully understood. "This is not a game, Icarus. Our lives hang in the balance. We must respect the power of the elements." Icarus nodded, his young mind absorbing the lessons his father imparted. He felt the heaviness of the wings, the weight of their freedom in his hands. As they stood on the edge of the tower, the cool breeze of the impending dusk caressing their faces, Daedalus couldn't help but feel a sense of trepidation. But there was no turning back now. With these words of wisdom, they launched themselves into the sky, the freedom of the open air tantalizingly close. Yet as they soared through the sky, Icarus, overcome by the thrill of flight, ignored his father's advice. The young boy, filled with exhilaration, was seduced by the intoxicating freedom that flight gave him. He couldn't resist the temptation to ascend higher, to touch the heavens, to become one with the sun. His heart pounded in his chest as he climbed higher and higher, disregarding his father's warnings. But the sun, that fiery celestial body, was not as welcoming as it seemed. As Icarus approached, the heat began to take its toll. The wax that held his wings together softened, then melted. The once strong feathers, now loose, started to flutter away, leaving Icarus with nothing but his bare arms struggling against the unforgiving sky. The sea below watched in silence as Icarus, the boy who dared to fly too high, plummeted into its depths. The waves swallowed him whole, leaving no trace of his audacious flight. Daedalus, his heart heavy with despair, could only watch from afar as his son fell from grace. His warnings had fallen on deaf ears, his guidance ignored, and now his beloved son was lost forever. Daedalus's grief was as deep as the sea that claimed Icarus. He mourned his son, the boy who had flown too close to the sun, the boy who had paid the ultimate price for his disobedience and recklessness. But his sorrow was not just for the loss of Icarus, it was also for the knowledge that he had failed to protect his son from his own hubris. The story of Daedalus and Icarus serves as a timeless reminder of the dangers of hubris and disobedience, and the tragic consequences that often follow those who ignore wise counsel. So let's remember Icarus, not just for his daring flight, but also for his tragic fall, a poignant lesson for us all.